Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to how to build these summer units. And again, just as a introduction here, these are not the perfect way to build things. These are how I would build them, how I would like to build them, and maybe some alternatives I think might be useful. I'm not saying they're the best, but they're what I think you maybe want to do if you're not heavily investing on these units. We'll also show you some plus 10 options, which are mostly how I would build them again, which is very likely considered wrong, you could call it. But I do love these builds and I will have a lot of fun with them. One of the problems with this banner is everybody is so darn fast, which means they're all basically sharing the same set of skills, and you really just need to decide which one you have available for your units, which one you think would be better here, how much you want to spend on Swift Sparrow is another thing. So yeah, I look at these builds with the thought in mind that you're just a random player who has a couple Hanatas lying around. Maybe you have a Shanna. You unfortunately don't have any 5-star exclusives of Swift Sparrow. Can't put DC on everything. You know the drill there. So let's take a look at how we would build these. First off is Noire, who is evading me up until this point. And this is just a really solid way you can build her right out of the box. You're going to have to give him Fury, Desperation, and of course that's pretty much the theme of this whole banner is Fury, Life and Death. So Sparrow with Desperation in her B slot. We're obviously going to keep Infantry Rush because that's such a fun skill here. And the A can be basically anything. When I say Fury, it could be Brazen Attack Speed, it could be Fury 3, it could be Life and Death 3, it could be Swift Sparrow. Swift Sparrow is probably the best one, but it's obviously the most expensive. I do like Fury here because it keeps her bulk up. She's 30 defense with Fury, which is actually pretty respectable. I really do like her in this style of build, and I do think Fury is the best just to keep that bulk up. Also, you have to imagine you're going to get +2 as well on initiation, so you'll be able to survive a lot of things. And with 44 speed, you're probably not going to get doubled by too many things, but with the way these banners going, maybe next banner the minimum speed is 40 or something like that. So next up is probably with just a straight up better bow here, and that is Fire Sweep. We went with Luna, Life and Death, Swordbreaker 3, and we went with the same setup here as well. Your B skill can be any amount of different things you're interested in here. I do think maybe something like Chill Speed is the best, but not everybody has Chill Speed accessible, whereas Swordbreaker is much more common, and at 44 speed, the swords are going to be the hardest to double, so this really just helps that matchup out. Looking good here. I do like this one as well, but I would not personally want to take away her Cocoa Bow. And finally here, we have a Brave Bow build just to kind of cover our bases. If you get lucky and get like an attack IV on her, something like that, you can get to really respectable numbers with Brave Bow. It's basically the same as a neutral attack Cordelia, and I have a minus attack Cordelia, so my Cordelia is basically running the exact same stats as Noire, since I have a plus speed minus attack Cordelia. So it's definitely going to work just fine even without the attack boon. And I do like Life and Death here. A lot of people might argue that one. Bring It to Defense is maybe a little too crazy, especially with 33 HP, but I think it'll work out just fine. And we will also hit a decently respectable amount of speed, so you can double a couple of the problem units, specifically slower armors, maybe some dragons as well. So when you're in desperation, you can get that kill off. As for the seal, maybe speed is better. I'm not sure yet. Maybe something like Heavy Blow is better, and you should probably use something like Luna here as well. I just noticed that was there. So yeah, I like this build too, but out of these 3 basic builds, I'm for sure just going to stick with Cocoa Bow. It's the least investment, it's really fun, and you get to use your seasonal, where she kind of excels initiation with a ton of bulk to back it up. But if we have a plus 10 option, this is how I would build her. I would for sure keep Cocoa Bow. I would go with the speed IV as well to keep that speed up there. We're at 47 speed with this IV. And I would take advantage of this 33 defense here and get some close counter in there, because why the heck not? You want to be in the mix of things with Infantry Rush anyway. I love this. And you can still Desperation here too. You don't need an offensive A slot to use Desperation, especially when you have 47 speed. So I love this build. This is what I would do with a plus 10 Noire, and I think it's going to work pretty well. She's probably still going to get slaughtered by a lot of things, and maybe you want to boost up her resistance or something to try to handle dragons a little better. but I hope she's going to be fine. And I'm aware the Kokobo does not play well with close defense, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's my Noire thoughts. Let's go on to the next one here, which is Inez. And Inez, kind of the same thing as everybody else. I don't know about Defense Feint here. I think this ability is amazingly good, but I'm not sure if it's perfect for him. I kind of think, unfortunately, Desperation just might be better in this slot. And I do like his Beach Banner as well, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to go Gale Force or something like Glimmer / Moonbow, but I ended up going with Gale Force because it is way more fun. The C skill is open to basically any flyer buffs you need, Hone Flyer, Goad Flyer, and of course, if you have Ishtars lying around and you love these units, stuff like Auto Attack Wave and even Speed Wave are just better than a lot of these options. But I don't put these on here because not everybody has an Ishtar, and I want to give you guys budget alternatives. And as always, Swift Sparrow can be any one of any stat boosting things here. I do really like Fury, but you might hurt yourself a little too much with Fury Gale Force here. But you can also switch that to a different special as well. I do like him in this offensive style, and I do think it fits his skill set really well. And with his 43 speed, I think he's going to be kicking some butts here. Next up is a armor-specific style of Smasher. We just want this guy to handle armors in high arena assault, and I'm not sure if Aether is necessary, but it's sure as hell a lot of fun. And the same with Swift Sparrow. That can be any one of 50 different abilities, but probably Fury or Brazen Attack Defense or Brazen Attack Speed, whatever one you have access to or fits your playstyle better. If you're going to be baiting a lot of armors, you might want that Brazen Attack Defense, although when they have Bold Fighter, that's kind of risky. We did attack here as well, just to kind of try to guarantee those kills. Of course, you can use Heavy Blade or something like every other build here, apparently. But I like this build, and I think it'll work just fine. We don't have a plus 10 of him, because if I think I'm going to plus 10 Inez, I think it's going to be basically like this. I think I'm going to do just a build like this with Gale Force. I would switch this to Swift Sparrow as well. And then you're pretty set here. You've got a pretty good set, and we can go plus speed minus HP, and you're pretty good right now. Like this is a pretty good space. 51 attack, 47 speed, 34 defense, and that's without Swift Sparrow, of course. Alternatively, if you do want to go distant counter, that is actually viable too. The problem is here you've only got 24 res, so you might have a little bit of trouble with mages, but you will handle archers probably just fine. And you could go to distant defense here or something, but I don't like the distant counter build. You'd have to change Gale Force as well, but just an option if you're really wanting to invest. At plus 10 for arena score, at least you can do Aether here, just for arena score shenanigans. So next up is Tana. And Tana is the only one of these I have so far. Spoiler alert if you're not following Twitch. And this is just her base kit, and I think it works really well. I like Flyer Formation Fruit of Bethune just because it's funsies, and I love the fun. As for Renewal, this is the only one that really needs to change, and you can probably just give her... I wonder what we might want to give her here. Desperation, because it is just too good. Her C slot... and this is going to be the same with every single one of these Tana builds, is literally what your team depends on. If you're on a tactics team, a tactic. If you're on a flyer team, Hone Flyers or Fortify Flyers, or Goad Flyers, whatever you want. If you're on whale mode, something like Auto Attack Wave, even Speed Wave will work as well. And as for attack speed push, I'm honestly not sure on this yet. This is going to be one of those ones I need to try out and really feel how I like it. But I like to run my units with healers. So, I'm probably going to be sticking with attack speed push, especially once we get that flying healer that you know is coming. Ilger is going to be a flying healer, by the way. Yeah, so there you go. We get 10 attack, 10 speed on initiation, which puts you just to astronomical levels here. As always, Swift Sparrow is probably just better here, but who wants to Swift Sparrow everything? I know I don't have the resources, and if I don't, I'm betting like 99% of you guys don't. So next up, we have the boring build here. We have the Blade Tome, Swift Sparrow Desperation, whatever C slot you want. This is probably Heavy Blade to be honest on your S as well. This is probably the best build for her. I can't see any other Blade Tome being better. I think she's better than Corrin, and I think she's better than Noire. She is much faster, so here you go. If you want to be super boring but excel and just destroy everything, this is probably the build for you. Finally, we have how I would build her at +10, and yes, this is why I'm not a big fan of tomes, because the same build is at +10. Just go Swift Sparrow, Desperation, whatever C skill, whatever S you want. Again, maybe Heavy Blade or something is more fun here, but this just works out super fine. You're gonna kill everything, and you actually get some fun in the mix here with this build because of Fruit of Bethune, and you also get Flyer Formation. So even though you're just doing the same old Initiation Desperation, you do have some funsies with movement skills, which is why I like Noire so much. I love her Grimoire, by the way. And I think this weapon with the huge attack and speed bonus is definitely worth keeping on a +10 unit. So finally, we have Cordelia here, and Cordelia does not fit at all with her base kit. I really don't like her base kit one bit. Doll Close just is not something I want to play with Cordelia. I don't think she's tanky enough. I don't think it really helps her enough, and I really hate that they gave it to her. But as always, I like to go with Gale Force whenever I can on horses. I think it works out really well, and we went with Gale Force, Brazen Attack Speed with Desperation here. And I'm going to give you the same speech every single time, but Brazen Attack Speed could be any one of like 10 different abilities. It could be Brazen Attack Defense, it could be Fury 3, it could be Life and Death 3, it could be Swift Sparrow. As always, Swift Sparrow is probably the best. I think Brazen Attack Speed is probably the second best because you can get the hidden and then get into Brazen range and Gale Force kills somebody else. But it is what it is. Choose whatever one you have most access to. If you go to something like Fury, it's going to be super, super fine, and you can see her stats kind of excel there. 31 defense is respectable, super respectable. And this is keeping Shell Lance if you want to keep her beautiful weapon here. But if you don't, Fire Sweep is probably just better, and with Fire Sweep you can go Life and Death 3 super easily. And as for her B, I went with Hit and Run, but you can do any one of Drag Back instead. Or if you are super, super, super into investing in her, I give her Chill Speed or Chill Defense, one of the two chills. I think the chills are fantastic on basically any unit. And I think somebody who doesn't need to run Desperation is a perfect candidate. So I definitely think you can toss Chill in her just fine here. And of course, Heavy Blade, because why not Heavy Blade Gale Force everything? Let's go back to this one actually. Alternatively, if you are wanting to use a damage special and maybe not use your Shell Lance, you can give her Harmonic Lance Plus here, the Speed Refine, and give her whatever special you're really interested in. I'm not sure if Moonbow or Glimmer is better, but you can do Harmonic Moonbow and she's gonna kick some major butt there. So finally, if I was to +10er, I would actually probably go the Fire Sweep build because yeah, 61-49 spread with Heavy Blade is going to be so much fun, and I think it's worth giving away her stupidly ridiculous weapon for, especially since her animations are kind of not good. I'm kind of sad that the Lance animation is so boring, but it is what it is. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's how I would build all of these units. I hope you got some good advice here, and let me know in the comments below what I did wrong, because I always do something wrong. And if you have any better builds here or better thought out builds maybe, let me know, because I'm really trying to struggle here to give you guys reasonable builds. Like I could give you guys builds I really want to do, like I really want to have fun with close counter on a lot of units. That's really fun to me, but I don't know if it's the best, and I don't know if I should show you guys that because I don't want to lead you guys astray with a build that's just worse than something else. So let me know if you guys would like to see more fun style builds instead of just how you probably should build them for effectiveness. I try to keep the fun in there by keeping the main weapon on one of the builds at least. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I cannot express to you how much that helps me out, and have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all later. Bye now.